What up, everybody? Welcome back to our Galaxy and Beyond with Anthony and yours truly, Juju. And tonight we have, I think, a pretty exciting show, right? I think you've all seen the title, the soundtrack to the universe. And hopefully some of you are wondering what it is if you have no clue, but I think this is a phenomenal break in science. But before we continue, I just want to shout out the host, Anthony Starman himself, SpaceAgeAfrican, all the way through and through. What up, people? How you feeling? What's going on with you?
Peace to you, my good sister. I'm still recovering from my surgery, but I'm getting a whole lot better.
Nice.
Appreciate you checking on me as always.
Absolutely.
Doing pretty good. Ready to get it in. How about yourself? How you doing?
I'm making it. I'm definitely ready to get it in for this show. Like, I'm definitely not going to delay this show.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one. Interesting, most definitely.
Before we start, though, yo, I'm trying to spice it up a little bit. Y'all hear the background music. Tell me what you think. You feel me? But I got to pause it for a second because I got something I want y'all to hear real quick. Give me just a minute. Let me get it set up. Let me get it set up right quick. Got anything you want to say about this show right now?
Hey, we're going to get it in. And we're going to separate the science, the scientists and their work from the pseudo and their, what you want to call it, gish gallop, jibber jabber. You know, there's techniques and protocols that has to be adhered to when you're doing science that you don't necessarily have to adhere to when you're doing pseudoscience. So we're gonna separate that and come up with some real conclusions and how they come to those conclusions. Not just sitting back in the room with your purple light on, going to the, whatever it is you sipping on and coming up with your conclusion. We talking about real work. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, buddy. So you say that little robot man they put the galaxy on the ceiling ain't gonna do it?
Nah, it's gonna take a little more than that.
One of them, I'm joking.
Yeah, it's gonna take a little more than that.
Yo, I actually want one of them while I'm joking. So yeah, I'll let you girl. You think I deserve it. But I'm going to pause the background music, just trying to set the mood. And I want y'all to hear something real quick. Let's go. Can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, check this out.
This is the sound of two black holes colliding and merging. This is the sound of two black holes colliding and merging.
One more time.
This is the sound of two black holes colliding and merging.
That's pretty dope.
That's pretty dope. That is the soundtrack of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
I'll leave that up because I think it's a dope visual. And for those who want to know what they're seeing right now, you're seeing what we call a simulation of two black holes merging. And this is a pretty dope video. Just be reminded that I've left all the sources in the description so you can all go catch this video in sound for yourselves. But it just gives lots of simulations on things that have been observed through our tools, our instruments, and equipment of science. This right now is showing a gravitational wave that has occurred because of the emergence of the two black holes. And now we're getting into how the gravitational waves, when they hit Earth, is there anything when you wanted to say? I'll stop it for now. We'll come back through it because there's some other parts to it. Or did you want to go right through it?
Well, I just want to say that the gravitational wave, the being able to detect them starting back, I want to say in 2017, I think, maybe 15.
Yes,
But
it's September 14th.
yeah, just being able to detect those is a major breakthrough in astronomy and, you know, science in itself. And now we're beginning to understand how they're formed, different, you know, there's different mechanisms that form gravitational waves.
Correct.
So now we're able to distinguish what has produced those gravitational waves. And, you know, not to get too far into the subjects, you know, so soon, but
go ahead. It's a lot.
Okay, cool. We have 2 instruments, well, actually 3 around the world, but 2 here in America that can measure gravitational waves. One is in Livingston, Louisiana, and the other one is in upstate Washington. I can't remember what city. But we've taken it to another level because what they're searching for are the gravitational waves that have been theorized from the Big Bang. So there should be gravitational waves still reverberating through the universe from the Big Bang.
Correct.
And the method that they use and the mechanisms that they use to detect those early, very, very faint gravitational waves is outstanding, you know, to me. You know, using what we know of as pulsars, which are basically a neutron star with poles ejecting from, rays ejecting from each pole of the neutron star. And they're very precise. And to be able to take those pulsars and detect the gravitational waves, that's amazing to me, because you have like 70 pulsars within the Milky Way spread out throughout the galaxy. So that in itself makes the Milky Way become an instrument for measuring the gravitational waves, the very faint gravitational waves. So when y'all get a chance, check that article out, and you'll get a good understanding of where we're coming from. But yeah, we're gonna go through it tonight. We're gonna get it in. Facts.
While we're on it, where you want to start? You want to start what a gravitational wave is, who came up or quote predicted the gravitational wave? Like, which direction, what road we want to turn down? Because
we can start from the top. You know, they were predicted in general relativity.
Mm-hmm. By Albert 1915. But go off.
From our good brother Albert Einstein, as you stated.
Yeah, boy. They hate Darwin, so we'll just use Albert.
Yeah, we'll kick it with Albert for a minute. Yeah, that was a heavy dude. He was pretty deep.
He was pretty deep, bro. And this is just another one of his predictions coming to light, ain't it?
Yeah, exactly. So that's a scientific theory, general relativity. That's what you call a scientific theory. Mm-hmm. And one of the main reasons why, because it makes a lot of predictions. Now, even though that theory came out over 100 years ago, we're still finding those predictions that it made 100 years ago to be true. You know what I'm saying? So it's real. Gravitational waves are real. We can detect them. And like I say, we've gone to another level with them by using objects in our galaxy to help us with that.
They call
it's a fairly new science, but it's gaining a lot of ground quickly.
They call it a pulsar timing array. What you just spoke of. And let me see if I can get an illustration of that real quick. I think it's on this one. Give me just a minute.
And y'all make sure y'all like and share this video.
Please like and share the video.
All of them, to anybody you know that's an astronomy enthusiast or just loves science, period. Make sure you let them check these shows out. You know, we're putting it down as the scientists give it to us. We're not adding to it. We're not taking nothing away from it. We're presenting it to you, and hopefully I can give you a better understanding, you know, with our words, for those that don't really understand the scientific, you know, terminology. So trying to break it down into simple forms, you know,
so
that's what we try to do on this show.
This right here is the pulsar timing array, right? So these are 70 pulsar, which are millisecond pulsars, meaning they rotate at a tremendously fast rate. You can have pulsars rotating up to 73,000 times a minute. God bless you, Mildred. And yeah, and they're pretty much considered like the lighthouse of the galaxy, pretty much. I also have this awesome picture. I have so much for you all. We'll come back to this one too when we talk about some more stuff. But I have an awesome picture that shows you two pulsars that scientists actually use, and they use them as like detectors or some type of indicator that they use these particular two pulsars for. And again, y'all already know I'm about the visuals. So I definitely got visuals for days for you all. I got so many, we might not be able to get through all of them, but I do want to share them with you. Yeah, I think y'all gonna love this. So this is actually the Milky Way galaxy. Can y'all see that?
That's dope.
And right here, let me do it like that for you. These circle are two pulsar stars that scientists use as indicator for different things. So pulsars are becoming very instrumental in helping scientists do their jobs, and that is such a beautiful picture, I will say. But millisecond pulsars is what they use for detecting gravitational waves. And you want to go ahead and tell them what gravitational waves are?
Yeah, okay. Another part of general relativity, it says that space and time are woven together, you know, like a fabric. And what that means is you can't have one without the other. So a quick illustration of that would be, okay, if you just imagine you're somewhere, you're at the club, you're at a restaurant or whatever, you have a drink. You set your drink on your table, then you go to the restroom. Well, when you get to the restroom, you've just created time and space between you and your drink or your table. So you can't get away from it. When you cover space, it's going to take time to do that. So in general relativity, space and time are woven together, and it acts like a fabric or maybe like a liquid, you know, like a pond. So if you can imagine throwing a rock into a pond or a swimming pool or whatever, you see the ripples that reverberate away from where the rock entered the water. That's the same way gravitational waves work. When you have two very massive objects in each other's vicinity, they're gonna produce gravitational waves as they orbit around each other. So those waves are gonna be produced and they're gonna reverberate all throughout space. So that's basically a gravitational wave is just a distortion in space and time that reverberates away from the source. So that's basically what a gravitational wave is in, you know, the simplest forms. So you can think of it as the ripples in a pond that reverberate or move away from the entrance site of whatever, you know, the rock that you threw in the pond. And they move at the speed of light. So some scientists say that light travels on gravitational waves. You know, that's still not understood 100% yet, but I've seen that stated in different places.
Right.
But they do move at the speed of light.
Or the speed of gravity, right?
Well, yes, that is the speed. But, you know, for the commoners, for us, the enthusiasts, yeah, they like to say it move at the speed of light, the same speed as light moves, 186,000 miles per second.
Right. What else do they call gravitational waves? To help people understand better.
I don't know. Won't you fill me in on that? I know it's
gravitational radiation, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Gravitational radiation. Yeah. So that's basically what it is, though.
Right. Right. I think they so do they use waves to maybe describe it a little better for people to conceptualize it, or to give it a visual, or it's because it's the movement, right? It's just gravitational radiation, but moving as a wave across the fabric of space and time. That's how I conceptualize the information. Also, if you want to understand, like, one awesome thing about this is that this is a global endeavor, meaning this can't just be done with one entity. So you have like the national, it's the North Atlantic, nanohertz gravitational observatory in America. Then you also have one in Japan. It's called the Kimoko Gravitational Wave Observatory. Its acronym is CAGRAV. And then you have Virgo, which is located in Italy. And the instruments they use help detect these. So the instrument is what he spoke of earlier, is the interferometer. The interferometer is what is used to detect these gravitational waves. And what's important about the detection of gravitational waves and having an interferometer is because this instrument, well, I could say revolutionized or evolutionized the field of astrophysics. Because you could probably rate that astrophysics used to be a field that dealt with what they can see, right? You needed a beam of light, and then you studied that body, that cosmological body. Whereas now that we have the ability to test for gravitational waves, we have the ability to also detect cosmological objects that are unseen. And that's fascinating, because then that, is a whole nother a field of study when it comes to the science of astrophysics. And I think that's completely phenomenal. And if I did mention before, and let me pull up another picture, right, while I'm talking. We talked about the pulsar stars. I'll get it's like a tongue twister to me. And why they are so important. They're so important because they are precisely measurable stars that release light in these precisely measurable intervals. That's what makes them so amazing or dynamic, right? And what I'm going to put up on the screen right now for you is pretty much a picture or a simulation, rather, of a pulsar star, which is a neutron star that spins in very, 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 very fast. And this is it. If anybody have any questions in the chat, and I haven't really checked the chat, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna do no complaining.
Before you go, Miss Juju, those pulsars, are thought what causes the spin to be so fast and accurate is thought to be caused by the magnetic fields of the pulsar, the stars themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they're very accurate. Very accurate. So if there's any kind of delay in the pulsar's timing, they know that it's something, affecting it.
Right.
And they can track it down to the gravitational wave.
Dang, that's a beautiful visual.
It really is.
Yeah.
That looks like a cosmic web right there.
Yeah, boy. It do look like the cosmic web, don't it? But that's pretty high. National Science Foundation, ladies and gentlemen, so there's no secrets here. All transparency when it comes to our sources. I'm just going to go ahead and show you a couple more visuals on things that can possibly produce a gravitational field. Did you know that you yourself, your body, you can produce a gravitational field, right? It's anything with mass and that accelerates. Except for our mass is very low compared to cosmological objects.
Yeah.
And our speed is very slow compared to the speed of gravity or the speed of light. Okay. So, but you can produce it. Ain't gonna mean nothing. No, I'm just saying. I'm just playing.
Every time you move your arm, you wave your arm, you're producing a gravitational wave.
A lot of the artwork that I do have is, don't do that. I just learned how to do something new on my computer and I just don't exactly know what I'm doing, but it's cool. I just don't want to mess up now. This right here is a neutron star merger, something else that produces gravitational waves. And the thing about this scientific endeavor is that though they detect them and they pretty much can understand, things that can cause them, they needed something that was huge to signify that that's exactly what it is, right? So for instance, when they first did the one in 2015, I think that was September 14th, that was 2 black hole mergers, right? That was 30 solar masses, the black holes merging. But remember we talked about solar mass when we're measuring astronomical objects, right?
Yeah.
The particular phenomena that occurred to detect what we heard was black holes that were 1 billion solar mass. Tell me if you can wrap your head around that, because I sure can't. And I just think that is way out of this world.
So when Miss Juju say 1 billion solar masses, that means that it has the mass of 1 billion of our suns. Because a solar mass is the mass of our sun, which is the star that we know the most about. It's our star in our solar system. So there's a lot of study going on, dealing with the sun. So our measurements are based on the standards that we see right here in our solar system.
Correct.
So that's what the solar mass is, if y'all don't remember. And don't forget, we've already done one show on neutron star mergers.
Correct.
Even though it wasn't about gravitational waves, it was about the element chart. But still, they use gravitational waves to detect that neutron star merger that James Webb taught.
Correct. I wanted to talk about the instrument though, the interferometer. So we talk about the measurements though. This is 2.5 miles interferometer, which is 4 kilometers that they use. That we just showed you, and I'll continue with the simulation. But this is where they're passing the laser up these 2 arms, 2.5 miles.
Yeah.
This is what it takes as far as scientific endeavor, and what we talk about when we say scientific tools are way better than our human senses could ever.
Way better.
And this is what we need. But
there's no human sense that can detect this. So we need tools and instruments to do that. And what they're doing here, which, you know, we spoke about before, talking about gravitational waves and the LIGO, the Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory. They take one laser, and as you can see, it's from the white part here at the bottom of the screen. The laser comes out and it's split. That one laser is split. And when they split it, it goes down that 2.5 mile chamber, bounces off a mirror and comes back. And if they don't meet and form one laser again, if there's an interruption in there, you've detected a gravitational wave. So that's how it works. The LIGO works. Now it's basically the same thing using the millisecond pulsars. It's just that you're getting a more accurate reading, but also it's able to detect lower frequencies of the gravitational waves themselves. So weaker gravitational waves are predicted or discovered using the millisecond pulsars instead of using the laser interferometer, because the millisecond pulsars can detect that they're spinning so fast, and the slightest deviation from that, you know, they can pick up very, very faint gravitational waves. And that is what they're detecting as the gravitational waves produced by the Big Bang.
Correct.
So, yeah, that's pretty dope.
I think it's pretty dope. At this time, I just wanted to give, first of all, I want to thank every last one of you. Hold on, let me look you in your eyes. I want to thank every last one of you for always taking the time out to support our galaxy and beyond, to involve yourself in conversations that aren't petty, have to deal with rah-rah or the drama, right? Just simple information, like we all learn. So I do appreciate that, because we understand that these things aren't popular, you know. It's not easy to immerse yourself in things that may be considered difficult, right? But we do our best to not only bring you visuals, because I like picture books, but also simplify the information and do it in a manner where we're like connecting the dots. Because even for this show, there are a lot of terms that we use here today that we've mentioned before. So hopefully, along with particularly me learning, you're learning too, and you're building that repertoire when it comes to understanding our galaxy and our universe, and all things science within that realm. So
I got a quick question here, Ms. Juju, from Ronald Perkins.
All right, can I shout out the audience first now?
Yeah, go ahead.
I be talking too much. So I just want to shout out to Posterius, Scott, thank you, Mongo Slade, Omar Reed, we always appreciate you, Joel, Valicia, you are amazing, Tuck, my eye, you are so funny, bro. Teddy, thank you, Teddy, you've been consistent in your support as others. We got Marcus Shillingway, Kill Official, in the house. If I missed anybody, my apologies. But don't charge it to my heart, charge it to my brain. Isn't that what they say? Logic in the building. Yeah, and please don't forget to join us this Friday also. What is it, 26th at 7:30 for our intelligent conversation with Marcus Logic and Chilembwe on hard determinism versus compatibilism, which is a free will discussion. It is a philosophical conversation. And that's okay, right? Because what we know is that philosophy sits in between religion and science, and that's just what it is. But we also conducted ourselves where we did our best to address the science of the conversation, those things that they can apply to the science. So Ronald Berkins, thank you so much for joining us today. I see you, Sosa, Killer Official in the building. Thank you, Chris Harris, MVP. We got Zane Montego. What up, fam? And yeah, Sakina, thank you. Always appreciate you. So we really appreciate that. And for moving on, when we give the information, we're going to give it and we're going to be, you know what I'm saying? We're not going to hold you up, linger on things and try to make us stuff because it just don't really make any sense. So some shows going to be longer than others. Some shows we're going to be able to wrap it up because the information is just that precise. But, we got some time, so we might do a little something because I think we've given you all the meat of it. Now, if you have any suggestions for any other shows or any questions now, I am going to put the link in the chat. So, welcome to hit the panel and ask your question. If we don't know, we're going to say we don't know. We don't have no problem with that.
Okay. No problem at all.
No problem at all. Like, we don't know, but we'll figure it out and we'll come back with an answer. Just believe that, all right?
We'll put our heads together and come up with an answer.
We'll put our head together. But go ahead, Anthony.
Yeah, I want to answer Ronald's question. And appreciate you, Ronald.
Ronald Berkins.
Yeah, Ronald Berkins. He always come through. He's always, involved in the show. Mm-hmm. So to answer your question, Ronald, can you tell us how they are propagated through the galaxy? It's hard to understand how they travel if space is a vacuum. Right. Okay. Well, we're not going to address the vacuum, but because space is, we call it a vacuum, but it's stuff out there. Particles are jumping in and out of existence, and it's not a complete vacuum, number one. Number two, in general relativity, Einstein predicted that space and time are woven together. It's one or the other. You can't have one without the other. And they act like a piece of fabric or water. They have those properties. So when two massive objects create a gravitational wave, you have to think of space like a piece of fabric, or like when you drop a rock or something in a swimming pool or a pond, you see the waves propagating away from the source. Right. It's the same way. That's how gravitational waves work there, Ronald, if that's any clearer to you. But it's just space and time are woven together. It's like, I gave an example a little earlier, I guess before you came on, that, okay, like if you have a drink or something, you're at a restaurant and you leave your drink on the table and you go to the restroom. Well, when you go to the restroom, you've just created space and time between you and your drink. Right. Because it's gonna take time to cover that space. You know what I'm saying? So they're woven together. You can't have one without the other. And the properties of that, it acts like a piece of fabric, or maybe you get the same visual as dropping a rock in some water. Same thing. That's an excellent example. The water ripple, dropping the pebble on the water, because it makes that kind of circular shape, and then you see those ripples, waves, whatever you want to call it, in the water, propagating away from the center of where that drop was in all directions.
And that's how it, as scientists have attested, happens in the universe, as we know now. And I say that because they might find something else,
And
So-
like I said, that was predicted in general relativity. That's one of the predictions that was made over 100 years ago. And we actually just discovered them back in 2015.
By old boy Albert. That's my boy. But we also assumed that we might not ever detect gravitational wave background. He did assume that. So that's interesting. So yeah.
Well, black holes as well. Because
Yeah.
he thought he had done something wrong when it came down to black holes.
Oh, that's interesting. Tell me more.
Yeah, he thought something was wrong. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Okay.
So I hope that cleared that up for you. Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Appreciate that, though, Ronald. Appreciate that, and appreciate that notice, Miss Felicia, because I missed it. Appreciate that.
Oh, yeah, she's working. So we got welcome to the panel. Shoot, I don't know if you're a Magi Archer or you pseudo killer army. Which one you in?
Who me?
Who?
Me?
No,
Oh, ain't no way. I'm pseudo killer. Y'all already know what it is. I came on to support. I got a question though. I like the drama too much. How do I get more enthused about the? How do I get more enthused about the good shit?
Listen,
I be trying.
So I mean, I get bored easy. I could just say for me, and I could say like this subject matter. It can be tedious, right? It can be boring for those who are not interested, but for the element of wanting to bring education and we could fill a gap, I went for it, right? But I also know that Anthony explains things in simpler terms, excuse me, for some reason I can't talk today. And, it makes it accessible, right? It makes it easy to chew and easy to swallow, right? And so I was like, okay, that's fine. I can work with that. And so like how we construct the shows, even from the beginning, he would tell me like, man, just this, right? Just this. And for the research I was doing, I would have like literally 10 sources on one subject and have like 3 pages of notes. And he was like, God, you got a lot of notes.
Yeah.
Because he's like, yo, in this age, like, first of all, I ain't trying to be here for 3 hours trying to explain all this. And yeah, we don't want to like give you so much. Well, so I use me as the litmus, right? What can I comprehend, right? And
right.
I don't
the visual. Hey, but the visuals are great though.
I know,
I'm
right?
visual as hell. The visuals are great. And Anthony is concise though. Yeah.
Peace to you,
he real
to
concise.
you, my brother.
Thank you.
Oh, peace, Anthony. You already know. I'm still a little beat up. I'm still a little beat up about my Cowboys, but I'm getting back into it. I'm getting back into the spaces and stuff. I'm listening a little bit more, but it's just been drama. So it's good to not have that little thing in the back of my head just hyped up, and it's more about learning and shit though. I mean, I like that too, because I mean, if it's something that you can bring back to your babies and stuff like that, like I can't bring drama back to my babies. I can't bring that to them. Yeah, but of course, they'll watch that show. They're at gymnastics right now, but they'll watch this show.
Getting it. So
yeah, they be doing it.
Hey.
Yeah. I almost said something crazy.
I try to bring it, the way that I understand it. So hopefully you can pass this on to your children, and they'll
absolutely.
Like literally everything
that's the way I try to bring it, because I'm just an enthusiast. I'm the layman. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not in the lab. I'm not doing none of the work. Of course, everybody know I have my own telescopes and stuff. Mm-hmm. But as far as presenting papers and stuff, that's Bobby Banger's arena. You know what I'm saying? Published.
Yeah, buddy.
You know what I'm talking about? See,
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
how the enthusiast helps science.
Mhm.
You can't be pseudo talking about your opinion matters on somebody else's work. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just imagine, Tuck, I come to your house and tell you what to do in your house with your paycheck. You living wrong. You doing it wrong. You know what I'm saying? You wrong. How? But the pseudo killers, like I say, big ups to Bobby Banger, published. You know what I'm saying? That's
I'm published. No, say it right. Say it right, Anthony. I'm published, bitch. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, that ain't this program? Oh, sorry.
Family friendly.
It's all good, man.
Yeah.
It's all good, Tuck.
It's all good.
Proud of that dude, man.
You still
Living
enough to
science. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, my daughter just recently got in the STEM program of her school and shit though.
Awesome.
We've been hitting it. We got telescope on the way and all that stuff. I didn't got all type of so see that's something she get into. I see her a little bit more involved in the regular school and stuff. She it's something that she can, she visual too. So we did the volcano. We did all type of stuff with her. So she really into the science. She really she really into the sea though. I know we in the cosmos, but she in the sea right now. In oceanography. She like that. Giant squid. I showed her the excavation that they did with that. She'll be 10 in March, so I'm getting her into it. Yeah,
that's a good
books before board.
Let's see if I can give her a show on some oceanography. I'll work on that. Cause
yeah. She love that, boy.
So I'll be
following
the exploration submarines and stuff. Like there's videos all the time, and it's like every day they're finding a new creature from the depths of the ocean. So transparent heads and stuff, eyes on the outside of the skulls. And it's amazing. It's the ones that dang, like that's a tight-eyed jellyfish, right? Because that bit be like in neon lights glowing for looking spectacular. You're like, dang, that's a jellyfish. But
like technology
on a pole.
Technology is getting amazing, boy. They going deeper and deeper, sending them drones and them ships, and like manpower ships are going to depths that they never been to before. So
that's what I'm talking about. The ones that I'm talking about, I believe, are like they're in there doing their thing.
Absolutely.
They have a limit.
Well, we know more about the cosmos than we do about the oceans here. So she in a good field. You giving her a good
I might do a little, a little introductory show, a little bit for our niece, okay? My Oklahoma niece, for real though.
Hey, I just spun through on y'all for a little bit. I got to go be a mechanic real quick and fix something on the car. So peace to y'all. Pseudo killers always. Juju, don't talk about firing arrows. Don't do me like that. Peace, y'all. Peace. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm a magi, y'all, but I'm a magi who's gonna follow that.
Don't say that right now. Juju, you gonna get us in trouble. Don't do that. Don't do that.
God, you right.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's see, Miss Juju. Ronald had another question.
Go ahead.
Okay, he say, how do scientists use knowledge of gravitational waves? Does having this information tell us something about the formation of the universe, or is it just another confirmation of Einstein's theory? It's more of a confirmation of the theory right now, because by detecting those gravitational waves that were produced by the Big Bang, it just, confirms the Big Bang. It's another bullet in the Big Bang's belt, as far as validity. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I hadn't read anywhere where it would tell us something about the formation of the universe. It just what I'm getting so far is that it just confirms it. So I hope that helped you out there, Ronald. And if anybody has some more up-to-date information, please bring it. Please bring it, because it's only gonna help us all, you know. And the article that we use for this, I want to get into for 1 second, if y'all don't mind. There's a section in it that's really relevant when it comes down to science. And I'm gonna put y'all on the sacred knowledge. This is the sacred knowledge. You don't, you know, that stuff you got to be initiated for and all that. This is what it is. Okay, starting with, in the paragraph it states, in the new research, the critical evidence that betrays the source of the signals to be supermassive black holes, that means that they were wondering if these gravitational waves come from the Big Bang or two supermassive black holes merging. So the critical evidence that betrays that thought or the source of the signals to be supermassive black holes is a unique pattern found in the arrival times of pulses from a galaxy-sized cosmic antenna of nearly 70 millisecond pulsars in the Milky Way. That's what Ms. Juju was showing you. And according to the consortium of astronomers known as the North American Nanohertz Observatory for Gravitational Waves, gravitational wave signals from black holes binaries overlap like voices in a cloud and result in a incessant hum that embeds as a unique pattern in the pulsar timing data. Scientists extracted that pattern by observing lighthouse-like beams from pairs of pulsars using various radio telescopes like the now collapsed Arecibo Observatory in Puerto Rico, the Green Bank Observatory in West Virginia, the Carl G. Jansky Very Large Array in New Mexico, and the Canadian, you know, they got one in Canada as well. So they're giving you the instruments that they use, they're giving you the techniques that they use, and they're also giving you the time that it took, which was they collected data about the timing of those pulses every month for 15 years. You know what I'm saying? So you can't come read this article and then come up with your own conclusion for it. They give you all that in the article. That's the sacred knowledge. See, the pseudo gonna tell you that they was blessed with this. You know what I'm saying? They hadn't done any work. They can't tell you any kind of instruments they use to come to their conclusion. All they can tell you is the person that wrote the article don't know what they're talking about. Crazy, crazy. Science is gonna let you know, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna let you know how they come to their conclusion. The pseudo can't do that. The pseudo won't do that. So it's on you as an individual that's taking this information to go through it and get the techniques. And a lot of times you can reproduce those, you know what I'm saying? So what I mean by reproduce, well, the description that they give us of gravitational waves, you can reproduce that by dropping a rock in a pool or in a pond and watching the ripples reverberate from that spot. You know what I'm saying? Pseudo won't do that. pseudo can't do that. So be careful. Don't let them drag you down to their level and beat you up with experience. Peace to you, Mr. Bobby.
What is?
Peace to you.
What's good? Can y'all hear me?
Holla at the people, man.
Oh yeah, we can hear you,
Man,
now.
I want to shout out Anthony and Juju, and most of all, I want to shout out Smash Scam Wellington. Yo, he's scamming. I just want to let everybody know and make sure we know he's scamming. I'm gonna leave every show with that. Smash Scam Wellington for scamming the people of their intellectual property. Yeah, Smash Scam Wellington. Absolutely. And big up to everybody that work hard like y'all do to stay close to the experts and give people real information, dog. That's the point, yo. Yeah, I just want everybody that there's a clear separation in this damn community, yo. There's a Smash Scam Wellington, right, with his science department ran by quote unquote Neanderthal James, and there's another clown, I don't even know his name, Robert something. Robert Brown, he the resident historian, Hifulian. That's what he is. He's a Hifulian. Yeah, that's what they is, yo. And I'm saying it. And every time I go live, I'm starting off like that, man. I'm enjoying this show. I appreciate the hard work you put in and not playing with the people's intellectual property, yo. And for that, yo, y'all deserve a big shout out, yo.
Thank you.
And we hear you, Nepal. Shout out to Nepal. She's funny. She's absolutely talented in the way she changes her voice. We gotta give her.
Oh God, yeah.
She's funny.
Oh
she
man,
definitely can do that for a living, yo. I'm honest with you. I ain't gonna lie, yo.
If you're listening, please do Juju. I'm curious.
Funny,
what that's gonna sound like.
Yeah, she's funny, yo. She's absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, she do that well, yo. That shit it'd be funny. I ain't gonna lie,
it's
yo.
Funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to you, shorty. That shit be funny. She had whatchamacallit down pat. She said, yes, in the science, it takes to be
right.
Right.
Grit her voice. and the accent almost. I was like, oh, man, she's killing it.
Yeah, Nepal funny. Anyway, shout out to Nepal. She's funny.
Shout out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you know, let's discuss that for a little bit. Philosophy is not science. One.
No, it's not.
No.
That's the thing. And because something is birthed from something, if that's what you want to say, doesn't mean it's the same thing. It's like me being birthed from my mother. We're not identical, right? I'm complete different organism, totally, all the way through and through. To the brain that I developed, to even the mind that my brain conceptualized, pretty much. Complete different organisms. So I don't want the people to be confused about that. And it's interesting because I've spoken to some philosophers, one who actually degreed in philosophy. I think he's a master's. And that's something that he mimicked, right? Philosophy is the what did I say? It's the top science. He said something to that nature, not verbatim. Please don't mark me as saying it verbatim, but something in that line. It's the highest form of science. That's what he said, quote unquote.
Hey, Juju. Hey, tell Tuck. I tried to catch him on here.
Who?
Tuck. I tried to catch you on here, Tuck. I wanted to know, did you think Smash Scam Wellington was scamming? I wanted to ask you up close, personal. That's when I start asking. Is this man scamming? Hey, look for that interview we did. All right.
Okay. Vanessa who?
Nah, we didn't do the interview with Vanessa. It wasn't Vanessa.
What was her name?
Cooney.
Okay.
Cara Cooney.
Cara, thank you.
Cara.
Right. Sorry.
Excellent conversation, right? We asked all the questions that we was fighting over, and she agreed that this one particular conversation over who the Egyptians was, she said, is full of venom, and she can understand how we lost friends over it. She said, because they be coming at her on the internet, it's crazy.
She said it's full of venom?
Absolutely. Yeah, you already know it. You already know it, yo. So we got to the nitty gritty, right? We talked about the
experts say it's messy.
Yep. No, with the outside people just wading in. The experts ain't, they ain't tripping like that because they're using, anthropology and it's there. So she clearly said it's better to call them indigenous Africans. She explained why.
Of course.
Yeah, she talked about how the language that the Egyptians are speaking for them, when you start talking about black, it's associated with slavery right? And a whole lot of nonsense, right? And so they don't even understand what we saying when we say that. I've been saying that for years, like, yo, that's something we doing.
Right.
And then you talked about colonialism and how that particular word was put on there. So, I want y'all to check that interview out too, man. So that was a good show. And we got a couple more Egyptologists coming. All right.
Yeah. Go ahead and announce what we got going on Saturday while you're here.
You announce it. Go ahead. The debate. Talking about
on Community of Skeptics, sir.
Oh, you go ahead and announce it.
Oh, yeah. Y'all need to join us on Community of Skeptics, right? We got Dr. Gina Page from African Ancestry coming to speak on all things genetics. So, yeah, that's going to be a fire show.
Yeah.
We're going to put the albums to rest and the Egyptomaniacs to rest.
Yeah, we putting you to rest, yo. We tired of foolery with y'all.
And y'all know she your sister, so I don't even want y'all to play with her. She's your sister now. Let me see if I can get it real quick for you. Yeah, boys, I don't want to hear about no white man science, the slave masters stuff. I don't want to hear it. Y'all gotta stop that, okay?
Yeah, that's interesting how they say the slave master thing. So
the slave master stuff. Like,
so that would mean that your kids couldn't go to higher learning and become an anthropologist, yo. Else doing the white man thing. So going to school is actually a white man thing. That's interesting.
If that's what it sounds like to me.
So what you and Anthony are doing is y'all doing the white man stuff. Y'all can't.
Buddy.
How would y'all know what them stars look like? What the universe sound like? What are you talking about? The white man science. I get it.
I thought the first astrological what is it, observatory was in what?
Napa Playa.
Right? That's in Africa. That's why y'all gotta stop it. The
Napa Playa, it's a playa. You know what a playa is? It's a playa. It's actually a playa. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And look at what those Africans were savvy enough to record it using stones. You know what I'm saying? They so I don't know what they mean by the white man sign. I don't know what the hell that means.
Even the Shango bone, Ishango bone. You feel me? That's West Africa, right? That's
no, that's not West Africa. I don't think it's in Shango.
Or Central?
What that's that?
I think it's in Central, in the Congo area.
Yeah.
Okay, Central Africa. But definitely, right? An instrument which they say women use to not only track the lunar cycle, but also their body cycle. Mm-hmm. Y'all women and the men know what I'm talking about, but I don't want to be all specific. And so when you're tracking, you're counting. So you can say that's one of the first counting tools that we've discovered. Let's say like that, okay? And that was in Africa. I don't know, but I also...
Which I couldn't hear you, Juju. My thing went out. What you say?
I was just talking about Ishango bone, like what they use to track. You know, the lunar cycle and women's cycle. But also what I find problematic. Tell me if I find this problematic.
I never heard that one. That's a new one. You gave me something new right there. Well, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
And tell me am I wrong. Come on.
I don't know. I'm saying I don't know. Go ahead though. Make your point though.
What does that mean? I want you to do it in real time so people
can... What, the Shango bone got something to do with your menstrual cycle? Or the moon?
Them counting. Yes, them counting. They were counting the lunar cycle and they were keeping track of their menstrual.
Because the moon
had like 28 notches on it.
Yeah.
Go ahead and check GPT. Tell me if I'm wrong, because if I'm wrong, then I'll say I'm wrong, and then I'll go for correction.
I just said I never heard that before, but I have heard about kind of like the moon affecting the woman's menstrual cycle though, because it affects water. So,
I've heard something like that, Miss Juju, and what they're basing it on is that the moon is on a 28 and a half day cycle. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't know how that correlates personally with a woman's menstrual cycle, but I have heard that before.
Got it.
I heard it in PB13. That's in Pinnacle Point, Africa. I think they kind of talk about that.
Got it.
Yeah, they kind of talk about the okra, the iron okra. And it was to represent kind of like the blood. And so basically, when the woman's cycle would come on, you know, it was time to go down to the beach to get the shellfish, because you know it's like the first shellfish season. I think definitely.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I think Christopher Eric.
I'm gonna make sure I got it right.
I think Christopher Eric does a good job in going into some of the early inventions independently.
He said it's the women, right? He said it's the women. He said it's the women, absolutely.
Right. But yeah, when he talked about ceramics and
yeah, he said it's the women.
Copper, metallurgy. Yes, he did. It was the women for sure.
Hey,
I thought that was fascinating.
You know, the most amazing thing out of all that, everything y'all just said, was those Africans were able to record this and pass it down. You know what I'm saying? And that's what science is all about. You know, building up on those that came before you. We got to build on that. And there's information coming out now that we can get our children ready to build on. You know what I'm saying?
Talk about it.
The right way, using the methods that are laid out and the parameters that are set by science itself. You know, and that protects us from the pseudos. That's
vaccine.
Yeah, that's the vaccine.
Buddy,
Scientific method is the vaccine.
Yeah, but also I want to challenge everybody. Please go. And by next week, I want everybody to learn 10 Black scientists. So when we do our show next week, you can drop them in the chat. Because people who often mimic this thing that it's the slave master's history or white men's science or whatnot, I wonder if they can tell me 10 Black scientists. You know, so think about it. I think that's for all of us to really have a better understanding, right? Even when we're talking about history and people say the white man this, the white man that, and then you ask them, tell me 10 things about where you live right now, historically, about Black people, and they can't tell you. But I know I can tell you. So everything doesn't have to do with the white man, and then because this is what we do when we abo-slay, right? Then we go to the things of what did the Black people say for themselves, okay? So, yeah.
So Juju, trying to follow what Anthony was talking about, and then a segue to what you talked about.
Go ahead.
Okay, so Anthony was talking about how our children could be intelligent, right? And now I realize intelligence just don't dive out of nowhere, right? There's a method to getting to be intelligent, right? Like the way you think, how you thinking, and what you thinking about. And science actually puts you in that parameter of thinking, scientific literacy. And so now when people say it's the white man's science, and then you got to prove to them that Black people actually do it, right? I think that's wild. We shouldn't have to show you any Black people. Science is not based off of the color of your skin. It's based off of the merits of the data that you put forth. We need to push that. So it's important, right, that we ain't just playing a whole blackology. It actually makes no sense.
Yeah.
You're just a ridiculous person if you think African Americans have not participated in science from day one. You're just ridiculous. You don't know that the continent of Africa had not participated in science. We know the Egyptians, who are continental indigenous Africans, participated in pushing forward. West Africa, the same things. The Shango, the whole 9 yards. So it's really racism, white supremacy that is fogging up the minds of people like Smash Scam Wellington, right? Reggie Marbley. They're scamming. They're the double scam.
And I would not call him doctor. Y'all wild for that.
Yeah, that's Dr. Double Scam Reggie.
Ain't nobody doing that.
Dr. Double Scam Reggie, right? So, yeah, man, at the end of the day, man, it has nothing to do with the color of your skin, but the merits of the information. And then how many children can you send to school that even want to participate in science? We should focus on that. Hey, I see you, Tuck. So, Tuck, is Smash Scam Wellington scamming or not, yo? I just did an interview with an expert, right? And she went against all that, just like I knew she was.
Hey, Unc, is it safe to disagree with you, or what you doing? You on 10 still? What you doing?
No, I don't want to. We ain't gonna muddy the show up with that. I just asked the question: is he scamming or not?
No, I disagree with you.
Okay, all right.
No, he not.
All right, I'll catch you on my show and beat the brakes off you. Make you prove what he said, because he ain't there. Yeah. Because
I'm blocked on the community of skeptics, so you got me outside. I can't argue with you from outside the club. I can't even get in.
Now I see why you blocked, because you ain't got it. You gotta get it. You gotta bring the hand. You ain't ready yet. Yeah, that's the next step.
Yeah, I'm gonna get blocked from everywhere then, because I don't think he a scammer. I think you
think he what? You think he what though? You think he what?
I think he casual from hieroglyphics. That's what I think he is.
Now he a broke ass rapper is what he is. Nigga.
Oh man, here you go. You said we wasn't gonna muddy up the show, huh?
No, all right. Well, I just wanted to get that one in because I ain't never stopping, yo. But I'm
done.
Nah,
that ain't how we doing it.
Oh, that's how I'm doing it though. Yeah. So you don't want.
I see you jumped off the ledge, Unc.
No,
I see you jumped off the. No, I ain't gonna say, hey, you the man.
I land safely. But all right, you got a right to your opinion. But I want you to prove what he say though. That's what I need from you. Prove what he said.
You want me to prove what he said?
Yeah, if you listen to a nigga, you
man, this ain't the show, huh? You came in here on 10. We talking about the cosmos.
Okay, all right. So let's end it then. Let's end it. We done.
And you want to start up another one and argue?
No, I don't want to argue. We done.
No, we gonna
argue with you. I've already. As a matter of fact, I'm not arguing with no more scammers because the community don't know the difference. That's why I brought in that's why Garfield brought an expert in. We had a top-notch conversation. Now we clearly know what the word Kemet means. We clearly know that the Egyptians didn't call themselves black. We clearly know that when the statement is made about if they was in America in the 1940s and 50s, now we clearly understand what that is. There's no arguing over that.
Let me
back
get my
to the cosmos. Look, black to the cosmos.
Listen, let me get my feet. Let me get my feet dirty. Let me get my feet dirty in the muddy water. See, the thing is, and this is why I choose to resonate with people I resonate, because I understand what it is. I've had a passport. I've had an education that is representative of what we're trying to teach here, right? So, I mean, if we're wrong, fine. But I think Serial Killers has done a great service to the community and their due diligence to bring experts, and we continue to do that. So
only service. Ain't nobody brought no science.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, so if
read Ronald Boykin's comment.
If it's about standing out, then let's bring some experts. We want to see.
We finna mess the show up. I see it
already.
already.
We want to see some experts. He's saying they always brag about they know all the experts, so bring them out.
Yeah.
Bring them out.
Read that, Juju. Read that, Juju. Read that.
Read this.
Yeah, Boykin.
Science is hard. It's easier to make it up. Kind of like the difference between reading a book and watching a cartoon.
Yeah, boy, he's absolutely right, yo. He's right. It's hard.
So we against Audible books on here too, huh?
No, not at all. I love Audible books. Hey, Tuck, to be real, would you watch this, Tuck? You never hear me call people hotep hustlers and none of that, right? You know why, yo? Because I'm aware of the trauma that the African American has been through, right? And I understand why they would hitch their wagon to different African nations, and I think that's okay. The only issue I have is why I bang on them dudes, is because they make up stuff. When in actuality, we just need a level of honesty, right? And a level of expertise that we can actually get you the truth. That's the only thing I'd be mad at. That they're not made to verify and prove what they're saying. Just because you said it does not make it so. That has to be verified, right? And they know it. They know that's the way we do this over here on the Pseudo Killers and the community skeptics. You have to, just saying it is never enough. Anthony and Juju is not doing a show that they're saying. You have not heard Anthony say, I found a new thing in the cosmos. It's called the Quasar Bazar. You be like, what? Yeah, it's the Quasar Bazar. Like, what the hell is that? Don't worry about it. Experts have not found it yet. Yeah, but I found it. Anthony, I did it. Right. We don't do that over here. So I think that's all I'm saying. Like, there's a level that we can all reach. We don't got to scam our way to the level. We don't got to fake it till we make it. We can actually, I'm saying that we can raise kids. And everybody on this show, if they wanted to, right, could take the time, right, and become an expert for real, Chuck. You, me, you know what I'm saying, Chuck? We could actually challenge that. We could challenge the experts. It just would take time and effort, bro. The shortcuts, I've learned, the shortcuts in life, yo, always cut you short.
Hey, you don't think that's what Reggie did, writing the paper? You don't think so?
No, bro. No.
Have you read
so how else do you do
read
it?
his paper?
Tough.
But I'm
right?
no Juju. I'm just talking about the act of doing it.
Don't talk about it. Not in relation to an expert.
Yeah, come on. Tough, you
but
can write
I'm just talking about. I'm just talking about that's how you do it, right? You put work out.
Yes, that's the first step, right?
Okay.
But if nobody responds, if it hasn't been peer reviewed and critiqued properly, then we don't know. It's just writing the paper.
Yeah, but who? But he can't do it himself. I mean them is the steps though.
You ever thought?
Y'all talk about.
You ever thought? Did you read Sean's paper though?
Mossy. Yeah. I don't know. The Amara Squad internet. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, he refuted the whole damn thing, Chuck.
Oh, he refuted the paper?
Yeah, because it's trash, Chuck. Ain't nobody call themselves black people that have no black bull. It's ridiculous, bro. Like at a certain point, you gotta know it's ridiculous.
Asking Chuck, did he read the paper?
Did he read the paper where the black bull is black people?
Black bull, so that means they gotta mean black people.
But my point ain't the fact of what.
No more points. Sorry, I don't mean to be mean. I'm not doing that. I also want to introduce other people to the panel and let them get out what they want to say. So we got
know what they finna do.
We got Pseudo Kill official Cedric, and we also have Pseudo Kill official DQ
in the building.
So I like people.
As usual. Peace to everybody. Peace to everybody in the chat. Peace to Pa. How you doing? I want to say tremendous show.
Peace who?
I said peace to Napa.
Yeah, we finna get in the mud.
Let me get on subject first. Of course, another tremendous show where we're getting into the arena where we're starting to understand that space-time is a fabric. It is going to blow your mind, but that is how gravity works. How this explains our orbits and the eclipses of our planets, folks. We're getting into the real stuff here. This is, again, another tremendous show. I love how Anthony breaks it down. Juju's enthusiasm is contagious. It's a great show. Now, having said that,
let me say something before you go off. Where you go off-road riding, okay?
Hey, hold on, whoa. Pull up Sakina Raw comment. That's important. It's a very important comment.
All right, in a minute, I will do that.
Okay, all right, pull it up. Then say what you're gonna say.
Is this one? So yes, everything you said, Cedric, about gravity, and something I didn't say during the meat of the show. When we talk about universal forces, because we don't normally hear people talk about that. There's 4 universal forces, and gravity is one of them. And this gets back to Sanchez, because I feel like they first of all, he limited gravity, right? He only made it a point to deal with Earth, right? But gravity is something throughout the universe. Gravitational wave background like that cannot be denied, and its functionality is everywhere in the universe, right? And even though he wants to say CGI, how, but whatever, you see the CGI technology I'm using versus the actual pictures. No comparison. I mean, it looks good, but it's no comparison still. And I think that's what we'll get into also, Anthony. We have to talk about how they color photos and things like that and what that means, because that's a whole nother show. But go ahead. Now you can go off-road. Yeah, universal forces. Y'all go ahead and look that up. But we'll get into it some more later. I just wanted to mention that. And gravity is one of them. Also with
great point, Juju.
Strong nuclear force and what's electromagnetic. Thank you.
Hey, before we go, I just want to say peace to you, Sid. Peace to you, DQ. Appreciate you joining in.
You already know, brother.
Space Age Anthony, you rock, bro. The way you break things down, brother, it's so easy to digest. I appreciate you, really do. So,
Hey, read that.
can I get it off now?
No,
Can I
no,
get my?
no, don't get it.
Bobby, you gonna go live after this, right?
No, I'm chilling.
Oh man.
I went live with the expert. I don't want to argue with niggas no more. I got it.
Man, y'all ain't go live nothing for 15 minutes, but okay, I ain't gonna.
I didn't read the comment though. Read the comment. We actually did it. It's a full like hour and something thing. Yo.
No, I ain't see that yet, so I don't know what you're talking about, but go off.
Wait, read it. It's important. Very important.
I'm gonna read it. Hold on. Let me get it. The DQ, while I'm getting the comment.
It's up there. It's up there. You don't see it?
Yes, I see it.
What you mean? Why are you getting it?
Being fair, isn't the truth subjective? This point, seeing that things have been debunked and so on thus far due to evolution and change.
So what Sakina gotta know is there's what we call in science, there's subjective truth and objective truth. Science seeks to find an objective truth. Subjective truth is subjective to the person. So subjectively, an African American can say that the Egyptians are black, but that is the subjective truth. But what is the objective truth in who the Nile Valley population is? Two separate things. Subjective is off your bias. Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
Truth in science, in science and reality are statements about facts that just comport to reality. So, a statement is true if reality verifies that statement. It's that simple. And science doesn't debunk. It builds on the body of information that we have. We build on it. So Newton's law was added on by Einstein's relativity theory. He was able to take the kinks out of Newton's laws. So it's a continuous process of building. There is no debunking, actually. Now, we can overturn something with new information, but that is what science is. It's a revolving door of knowledge, and there's no point that you reach absolute knowledge. There is still more to know. And the more we know produces more questions. More questions warrants more research, which gives us more answers, and that's a continuous process. So yes, we continue to build on the facts that have already been established. But truth is subjective. What are we talking about when we say truth? Right? That is a philosophical concept right there. And let me segue right in. You can't do science without engaging in some level of philosophy. Your arguments warrant logic. There has to be evidence there, epistemology. There needs to be epistemology. These are all philosophical components which form the grounding of science. Science itself actually is based on methodological naturalism, which is also a philosophical concept. So at no point, if you actually understand science, you would say that the pseudo-killers don't engage in philosophical concepts. We always talk about the logical fallacies that people make in their arguments. We talk about your ability to reason. These are all philosophical underpinnings of science. So when you're coming at the pseudo-killer, man, just come correct now. Please, just a little bit of accuracy. And this is why you get the feeling that we are making a mockery of those who engage in metaphysical conversation, because you're not engaging in metaphysical conversation. You're engaging in jibber jabber. You're engaging in nonsense. You claim to be engaging in these methodologies, but you're absolutely not. for you would simply understand to engage in science, there must be a philosophical underpinning. However, when you're engaging in science, you do not stay by the philosophical, because the philosophical is hypothetical. Philosophical are ideas. Your argument can be completely 100% logical. Doesn't mean it's factual.
I don't want to cut you, but hit the button, because we about to end the show.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. That's all I needed to do.
Hey,
you got to do
put a little 20 on it. We put a little 20 on it. A little 20.
Oh.
But I just thought Sakina Ra had a great point. And I just want to know that subjective truth is filled with people's biases. And objective truth is what you can verify through the data. So that's two separate things right there. And I felt like that was I thought that would help out the whole
That was a
community.
good teaching moment.
Yeah.
I mean,
let me
comment
comment on that. Let me comment on that as well, Miss Juju.
Okay.
See, it's Miss Sakina. It's like, okay, if somebody asks me a question, ask me what is a black hole, and then I'm gonna in turn and tell you, well, this is my opinion. That's subjective. That's the subjective part of it. Now, if I go into the definition of what science refers to as a black hole, that's the objective. My personal feelings have nothing to do with that. My personal thoughts, my personal whatever has nothing to do with the objective. The objective is verifying what you see, matching it up with the predictions that's made in the theory that you're studying, you know what I'm saying? And using tools to do that, because my five senses can't give me an objective truth of the cosmos. So I need tools. And like I said, the best theories are gonna make predictions. Now, you may not be able to verify those predictions for 100 years because the technology has to catch up. But that's the way I understand subjective and objective truth.
That's the fact.
I think there is a question in the audience about gravity being a theory.
Yeah, I seen that.
For the billionth time, and we have too much technology to keep going in circles with y'all. A scientific theory. Please look up. I want you to do this. This is your homework for tonight until next week. Then you can come back and talk about it with me. Try to prove me wrong. Do whatever, but I want you to look up scientific theory, and I want you to look up theory. And you tell me if they say the same thing.
And what they're gonna find out when they look it up is gravity is a theory and a law. So it's a fact. We can make predictions using gravity. You know, that's how we get to other planets. I can't remember what video it was, but Brother had a visual of a rocket leaving Earth and rendezvousing with Mars.
Yeah.
It takes gravity to be able to do that. And you have to be accurate with it. You have to have your speed right. Because it's like when you're watching a football game, most of the times when a quarterback throw an interception, the ball is behind the receiver or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But when it's a perfect pass, the receiver doesn't have to break stride to catch the ball. He catch it and he can keep running.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with trying to get a probe to the moon or to another planet. You have to know where that planet is gonna be by the time you arrive to it based off your speed. That takes understanding of gravity. So gravity is real. You know what I'm saying? You can call it a theory, but you need to dig a little deeper and you'll see that it's also a law. It's a fact. We use measurements from gravity to get to other places. You know
Gravity
what I'm saying?
bends space-time, folks.
So, yeah, it's a law and a theory.
Got him.
Yeah.
Now you
The
really
mass of a planet produces gravity. The more gravity, the more bending of space-time.
Correct.
Space-time is a fabric. That notion. That to understand that took me almost 3 years to understand that space-time is a thing.
It's something real.
It's a thing. It's like a sheet, and the planets sit on it. Beautiful.
Right. Same thing we talked about when we did the gravitational lensing show. So if you think you don't quite understand what we discussed here, or you want some additional tools, the Black Hole Show is a good show to get some more background information in our gravitational lensing show. Also, one of our first shows, the kilonova. What is a kilonova? Those three definitely have concepts we discussed here today. Any last remarks from anybody else on the panel before I do 2 announcements, and then we gonna play some hot sauce and we out to here?
No, just be aware of the scammers. That's all.
Scam, rock, scam, what smash, scam, Wellington.
Yeah, you're the professor, and we're on Killigan's Island. I think that's hilarious.
Yeah. It's beautiful. I love it.
It's on a tropical island. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. I'll take it.
Hey, whatever, baby.
It's all good.
I like my tooks. I'm from the Caribbean. Give me that.
Yeah, you are from the Caribbean. Yeah, but she did you spot on with the voiceover, the voice imitation. I'm just saying.
I appreciate it. That's flattering. I appreciate it. That's flattering.
We want to announce to you all that January 26th, Friday, 7:30 p.m., meet us back here on the Pseudo Killers for intelligent conversation with Chilumbwe and Logic. Hard determinism versus compatibilism. And we'll be discussing some implications concerning free will or no free will. So please join us for that philosophical, intelligent conversation. Yeah, we about that life. It's all good though. Yeah.
Hey, Miss Juju.
Yeah.
I want to address one more question before we go.
All right, go ahead.
Infinite energy source. The problem with what you just stated, you have to prove a creator first before you can do anything. You have to prove that there's a creator. Now, show me. Show me. Don't tell me about the creator. Show me the creator, because everything we talked about here, we can show you.
Then we
can give you the tools that they use to come to these conclusions. Now, can you do the same for your creator? Because you have to prove the creator first before you go any farther.
Anywhere.
You go any farther, Mr. Infinite Energy Source, and you have to prove the creator, and you can't do that. So we don't indulge in that over here.
Yeah, that's why the pseudo killers.
Miss Sakina, that is totally subjective. See, that's a subjective statement there, Miss Sakina. That one right there. That's totally subjective.
But we already told you that gravity was a theory and a law. So I'm confused on the question. Why did you even see? I find it problematic that people want to ask questions and not actively listen. You're just asking questions so you can get a rise and then respond with, I don't want to be offensive because it's really not my way. Yeah, I laugh and giggle and I'm silly and I'm goofy, but I'm not offensive and I don't want to be offensive, but it pisses me off when people insult our intelligence also. That's all I'm saying.
And I'm not saying it's a law and a theory. The scientists are saying that.
Yeah,
the scientists are saying that. So when you dig deeper into gravity, you have Newton's laws of gravitational effects, and you have Einstein's theory of general relativity. Now, Newton's laws of gravity explains orbits and planets and things like that. The orbits, like Cedric was talking about earlier. Mm-hmm. General relativity goes deeper and explains things that are farther away from the solar system. Two different things. Newton's laws of gravitational effects. Look it up. You ain't got to believe me. Please don't believe me. Just look it up. Newton's laws and Einstein's general relativity. One is a set of laws dealing with gravity, and the other is a theory dealing with gravity. All you got to do is look it up. I'm not the one stating this. I'm repeating what the scientists are stating. I'm an enthusiast. I'm not a scientist. So the information is there. You just have to get up and look it up for yourself. Don't believe me. Just look it up.
And last announcement. Also, join us on Bobby Banger's channel, Community of Skeptics, on Saturday for an amazing interview with a geneticist, Dr. Gina Page, one of the owners of African Ancestry. We'll be discussing all things genetics. So, yeah, that's going to be pretty awesome. Once again, we thank everybody for coming out and joining us. We absolutely appreciate you at Infinite Energy Source. We appreciate you still. And thank you. And thank you for asking questions. Though we don't want to delay the show too much, I wish you would have showed up here an hour and a half earlier, but I guess it's okay, right?
Yeah, don't forget to subscribe to the Pseudo Killers and the Community of Skeptics.
Okay, say it again because we can't talk over each other. What you said, Cedric?
I'm sorry. I said don't forget to subscribe to the Community of Skeptics and the Pseudo Killers and smash the like button on your way out.
Yes, bang that like button on your way out.
Bang that like button.
And make sure y'all go to
together, Cedric. It's all good. Thank you, Cedric.
Make sure y'all go to App JuJu.
Oh yeah. Because I've been showing you this.
You got on that 5 Pseudo Killer shirt.
Yeah, boy.
That's App JuJu products. Y'all make sure y'all go down to that App JuJu.
And I need to do this. Put y'all cash apps in the chat, please. Support JuJu, support Anthony. Great show. Put that cash app in there and support the Pseudo Killer.
Thank you. Yeah, you can also get your Pseudo Killers, your Space Age African or Community of Skeptics gear at AppJuWare, and they have some amazing sweaters and lots of other stuff. So check out the product store at appjeware.com. And ladies and gentlemen, with that said, hey,
my tooth
with a little jam is called Hot Sauce, and we appreciate y'all so very much. Have a good night, y'all. Peace.
DQ, baby. LAE on the track. About to have some fun with this one. Check. Back to catch wreck. No respect for those who break their neck to keep their hoes in check. Be sure to check the box off how I'm knocking their socks off. Unique flavor, stay in the bag like hot sauce. Let me get mine off. These niggas is tripping, they signed off. I'm becoming a one-of-a-kind boss. Think the kush is for Germany, the way the man cough. Hilarious with the flow, I'm fucking the word off. These niggas claim they hard, they really appear soft and peeled off. Mad job when I aim when the spears toss. Newbie ass rappers is really my kids now. I'm just Aubrey on the gram, cropping these kids out. Back to catch wreck. No respect for those who break their neck to keep their hoes in check. Be sure to check the box off how I'm knocking their socks off. Unique flavor, stay in the bag like hot sauce. Better call a timeout. A fool nigga, you a fool nigga. Think you can fuck with this rap style. I do this shit for fun, I'm really the class clown. Tap dancing on top of niggas' head till they tap out. Really the cash cow, submission hole, yeah you pigeonhole. Realizing your dice then crapped out. Put yourself in the box, you really just assed out. Cause your boy about to pop and I'm shutting that ass down. Cream of the crop, it really get passed round. Cause I'm cooler than the cooler of cools in Hicktown. Niggas claim they rappers, they really just sit down. Only rap for Facebook, I'm reporting that shit now. Compilation of music, sending the zip file to the nearest A&R. Big fish in a big town. Musically inclined, I'm never gonna slip down. Cause the shit is going up as soon as it's mixed back down. To catch wreck. No respect for those who break their neck to keep their hoes in check. Be sure to check the box off how I'm knocking their socks off. Unique flavor, stay in the bag like hot sauce. DQ.